guys, it's Sid and I'm officially halfway through. Okay guys, so obviously, as I said, I'm halfway through. I am 20 weeks and 3 days today. Yeah, I am 20 weeks and 3 days today, which is definitely exciting. It's one of those things where like the days are long but the years are short kind of thing. Like when I'm going through the weeks, I'm like, oh my gosh, like especially towards the beginning. It's not been so bad lately, like lately it's been going a lot faster, but towards the beginning of the pregnancy, it was like every single day was so long, and I'd get to the next week and I'd be like, I'm at the next week, this is the most amazing thing ever, because it felt like it had been like a month since, you know, I had hit the last one. So yeah, so I'm 20 weeks and it's a crazy thing. It's pretty cool though. So I did go to my 20-week ultrasound this week, well actually yesterday, and the good news is that everything with baby is okay. Everything is growing the way that it should be. The heartbeat is right on par. The heart itself looks good. The brain is growing well. All the hands and legs and feet and all of that stuff are all there and growing, or looking like they're growing the way that they should be. So that is the good news, that baby is healthy, baby is in there and growing, and yeah, but there was a little bit of concerning news as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and get to that. Basically the lady was like, you know, doing all the measurements, and baby was like just completely curled in on itself. It did not want to be photographed. It was like just done. It was 8:30 in the morning, so my theory is that this child is not going to be a morning person, which would make sense because I'm not either. So I just said that it was too early in the morning and baby didn't want to be photographed. But sorry if you hear whining in the back. My dog is locked out of my room because she refused to just lay down and be a normal dog. Birdie, you can't sit right there. Stop. Get down. Get down. You guys, you gotta work with me, okay? And wanted to be all over me and sitting up here and everything, and it's just too distracting. But anyway, but yeah, so baby was like curled in on itself and was like basically laying right on top of everything that the girl needed to see. But she got as many, you know, measurements as she could, confirmed the gender, everything like that. And then she had me roll over on my side. Everything was looking good, and then she had me roll over on my side so that she could see my cervix. And when she finally could see my cervix, because the baby was like laying right on top of it the whole time, she noticed that it was a little bit shorter. She said shorter than what it was supposed to be. That's like the, you know, the term for it. And so she started talking about like, you know, progesterone shots and all this stuff. She's like, oh, it's good that we like caught it now so that if you need to do progesterone shots and all this stuff. And I was like, what does this mean? But she like can't really discuss any of that. Like my midwife has to like go over all of that stuff with me. So she had me roll over on my side. She saw that the cervix was my cervix was looking a little bit short, and so she said that either my midwife would need to check me, or she would need to do a transvaginal ultrasound, which is basically where they, you know, insert something in you and then they can do an ultrasound from that way, and they can just see it from a different angle and a lot of times see it a lot better, which I'd had one before, so I kind of knew what to expect, when the baby was like super small and they couldn't see it through my stomach yet. So she went ahead and did that, the transvaginal ultrasound, and she could see it a lot better, and she got the measurements that she needed, and so basically just said that like my midwife was going to have to discuss that with me, and so I said okay. And so after that I like went back out in the waiting room, and then they called me, you know, to have like my actual appointment. So I went in and my midwife was talking to me, and she said that basically what a short cervix means to my understanding, it's more about like the thinness of the cervix than like the length of the cervix. So my cervix is thinner than it should be. And the way that she explained it is that you have like your danger zone, which is like 0.20 and below. And then you have your like caution zone, or your like worry zone, I guess, where you'd want to like monitor it, which would be like 0.21 to 0.25. And I'm at a point, and then 0.26 and up would be just, you know, a normal cervix. Mine is a 0.23. So I'm like right in the middle of like the caution zone. And so right now there's not necessarily a worry that, because basically what that can end up in is preterm labor, which is obviously scary and not good and not something that we want at all. So I'm not in the danger zone, which is a blessing and which is so good, but I am in the caution zone. And so what we're going to do is, they say that for right now we're just going to monitor it. We're going to make sure that it's not going to get any thinner. And so so I go back in for an ultrasound in 2 weeks. I think that they'll do like another transvaginal ultrasound, and then they'll be able to obviously measure the like length of it again, or the thickness of it again, and then see where we're at. If I'm at the same place, I don't know if they just like continue to monitor it, or exactly what would happen from there if it doesn't change, which is the hope that it wouldn't change. But if it does change and it gets thinner, then that's something that we would have to discuss then as well. It's just, you know, different treatment options and stuff like that in order to help that not turn into preterm labor. So that's definitely kind of scary, because obviously you never want to go into an ultrasound and hear that something's not the way that it should be. I do feel blessed that the baby is growing the way that it should be, and I feel blessed that the baby is healthy and happy in there. I would rather it be this way than the other way around and there be something wrong with the baby. But obviously it's still scary because it could still affect the baby, you know. And so, and I asked her, I was like, is there anything that I can do, anything that I can eat, any, you know, just anything that I can do to prevent it from getting thinner? And she basically just said, no, there's nothing really you can do. It's just kind of your body and how your body forms. Your cervix, some women just, their cervixes just tend to form thinner, and that there's just, I mean, there's nothing you do to affect it, but there's also nothing you can do to like make it better naturally. And so yeah, so that is something. So I've been doing a lot of praying, and a lot of friends have been doing a lot of praying for me, and I'm just really believing that God is in control of this situation, and that whatever happens, the baby is going to be okay. And of course, I'm going to do whatever I can. There's not a lot that I can do practically right now, but I'm going to do whatever I can, you know, to try and make sure that this baby is safe and healthy and happy. And so yeah, so that's a scary thing. As of right now, baby is not in any danger, and that is what's important, and baby is growing the way that baby is supposed to, so that is very, very important. So yeah, so for the most part it was good news. I did get to obviously see the baby. The baby was moving around. It was really sweet. But like I said, it was pretty much in a ball like the whole time. And I'll insert pictures of the ultrasounds. It does have a picture of the gender. And so that's another thing that I am not going to be announcing right now. That should be soon though. I go to the north in, it's going to be like next weekend, and so pretty much I'm going to try, and I have like a little video idea of something that I want to do. So I'm going to try and post that as soon as they know, as soon as I tell them. So hopefully that will be soon. So yeah, so you guys will know the gender, and it'll be so much easier because I'll be able to say, you know, like instead of it saying like he or saying she, and I'll be able to actually, you know, talk about what the baby is. So that'll be fun. As far as names, I have one picked out that I would name the baby today. The baby's father does not really like the name, but I'm kind of hoping the more he hears the name, the more he will become open to the name, because I know sometimes you don't always like names at first, but then you hear it more and you're like, maybe I do kind of like that name. So I'm hoping that's what it's going to be, because I really, really want the baby to have this name. But if not, I guess we'll just have to figure it out from there. I don't really know. So there's that. Baby is kicking a lot more, which is exciting, and it's kind of weird because I feel like every time the baby kicks I have to be like, the baby's kicking, to like everyone. A lot of times by the time I'm like, the baby's kicking, here, feel, like the baby stopped kicking it, because it'll be, you know, like really short bouts, so like I'll feel it for like 2 seconds, then we'll be like done, but then like 30 seconds later the baby will do it again. So it's just really, it's hard to be like, come try and feel it. So like nobody's felt it on the outside or anything like that. Which would be cool. I'm excited for, you know, when that time comes that you can start feeling it on the outside, but as of right now, that's not like a thing, which is fine. I'm only 20 weeks. That's not like really uncommon for it to be like that. What else? Honestly, I want to say that's pretty much it for this week. I feel like I said, as far as symptoms, there's pretty much nothing besides tiredness. I've talked about that before, which really, again, is not that surprising based on, you know, kind of my schedule, along with how much sleep women need in pregnancy. Again, is like way more than normal, so it's kind of insane, but yeah. Oh, and as far as like my cervix stuff, you know, she said I can still go to work. I'm, you know, going to the north and I'm flying there, and she said that that's still totally fine, like just live, you know, she said I could live life as normal, just don't like really overdo it on exercise. She was like, don't just go and walk like 5 miles, you know what I mean, like don't like work out and stuff like that, but for the most part, like there's not really anything, again, there's not really anything I can do to prevent it, so there's no reason to not live life as normal, because there's not really a lot that I could do that's going to affect it specifically. So, I guess that's it. I guess that I will go ahead and measure my belly for you guys. Don't forget, if you have any questions or anything like that, I'm super open, so let me know and I'll be glad to answer those. But yeah, and also my belly's probably going to be a bit smaller today, just because last time I checked it, it was around like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and right now it's like almost 11, and I haven't even had lunch yet or anything like that, and so it does grow a lot throughout the day, my belly does, so it'll probably be a little bit on the smaller side compared to where it was last week, but yeah, so I'll go ahead and show you. Alright, you guys, so this is my belly this week. Hopefully you can kind of see. There's with the shirt on, and then when you pull the shirt up, that's what it looks like. Like I said, I don't think it's going to look as big as last week, just because I did it so much later in the day then. But yeah. So now, as far as my measurement, it looks like we're right around 36.5, which I think last week I was around like 36 3/4. So yeah, I think I'm measuring pretty much the same as where I was last week. But yeah, guys, that is it, like I said, for this week. Like I said, ask me any questions that you guys have, just throw them at me. And I think that's pretty much it, you guys. So I will see you guys next week. Bye.